What's up, everybody? Sujan Patel here, CEO and founder of Mailshake. Today, I'm talking to Maurice of Energy Leads. I'm super excited to hear about these tactics he's going to share. So, Maurice, welcome, and then tell us about yourself.
Yeah, hi Sujan. Thank you for the invite. Very happy to be here. So to present myself very briefly, so I have a pretty diverse background, and I think that's what I do also in my professional life. So I lived abroad so most of my childhood, and then I studied finance, and I worked in banking, in energy, in data. Then I had my own catering business, which, in my personal opinion, I wouldn't advise to do. But then I went back to, I put everything back together. And so now I'm doing data, energy, and sales. So always been in sales in all of these different sectors. And so my main, now with energy leads, what I do is the full outbound sequencing and campaigns for clients in energy sector. So that could be utilities or any tech company that wants to get in touch with anyone within the energy sector. It's pretty wide, so it's very nice to work there. So yeah.
Love it. So today, we're going to talk about a really cool strategy approach to get really pitch folks that have been that go to conferences as well as events or LinkedIn events, and then also how to use Reddit to prospect or build your list. I'll let you take it away, man.
Yeah. So I do a lot of things. Maybe I'll present this and then focus on the events, because I think it's something that's super interesting that we don't think about enough. And especially now that it's becoming, well, the outbound is becoming even more and more complex. So I think it's a good strategy. So basically what I do with my company, with my clients, I do cold emailing, cold calling, LinkedIn. And then I do the scraping and enriching the data to contact all these people, automate as much as I can. And recently I started posting on Reddit so the same way that one could do it in LinkedIn. And I didn't know much about Reddit, but it's also a way just to be curious and to try as many things as possible. So I started doing Reddit, and I got very good leads for my client. And so what I would advise is for anyone, whenever you have an idea and your gut is telling you that could be positive or this is something that could work out, just try it. So be bold, don't be scared. And even if you are, just do it. And so one of the things that I focus on the most, is events. And what I mean by events, it's either, so the conferences, the in-person conferences. So the best of the best for me is if you go to a conference. So and you meet as many people as possible. You prepare before, you get all the lists, and then you contact them, and you have these networking apps. So I think this is the best. But obviously, if you're alone or if you're doing this for a client, you cannot go. But there's like a turnaround, let's say, or like a hack. And the idea is to scrape the lists of attendees of these events. And so, for instance, in energy, there are many events in all types of sectors. So it could be hydrogen, it could be carbon, or like all types of commodities. And instead of going to the event, there are many ways to do it. But you could either pay the ticket. So then you don't go to the event, but you have access to the list of people. And then if you have a dev or if the thing is on a web app, you can scrape pretty easily if you have some, either you have some skills or you have some tools that are very no-code tools where you can get all the info. And most of the time, these people who attend the events, you can get the emails right away from the list that they give you. So you have all the contacts, the emails, the phone numbers, the LinkedIn profiles of these people. And so it's a great approach than when you do outbound, either LinkedIn or cold emailing. I think for me, it worked better with cold emailing. And so what you do is that you contact these people, you filter them by your ICP and persona, and then you contact them. And even though you were never supposed to be at the event, you just tell them, oh, it's a shame that we didn't meet. But we can still talk and let's have a chat. And that for me had the highest rate of positive replies compared to any other outbound strategy that I do. So this is for the in-person events, but what I mean by events is these ones, but also the LinkedIn ones. And this is really the easiest. If you're in a niche market, the best is to go to these events or webinars that are announced on LinkedIn. And so you clicked on attending the event, and then you have the list of all these people. And you can scrape all of it. And sometimes you have between the smaller ones are like 100. So maybe this is too narrow for you. And then you have others who are like 10,000 or more. This will be too wide. But the sweet spot is between, I would say, 500 and 3,000. And then you can scrape all the list of attendees. And basically what I do again is just, hey, first name. I saw that you also attended the event on one of it that I did was energy data analysis. And said, oh, hey, I saw that you just attended the event on data analysis for energy. So I'm guessing maybe you're looking for tools as well. And I got, I think for this one, maybe 66% acceptance rate, where usually it's a bit above, below 50% for me on LinkedIn without this message. And so, I would advise you to just go on all these events. It's great as much as you can.
Love it. I think what I love about this approach is one, other people do this. It's not rocket science, but at the same time, like if you put in that you're hyper relevant because you're already pinging people, one that are relevant. They signed up for XYZ conference. So you probably can get the buyer intent or the right ICP there. And then two, your pitch is going to be relevant to an upcoming conference. So they're more likely you're going to get an open rate. You get better open rates, better reply rates because it's relevant to that person's top of mind, right? If I'm going to SaaStr next week or whenever, and you ping me about SaaStr, I'm already thinking about I need to set some meetings up or I need to do XYZ for SaaStr. I'm just more likely my mind is open to the possibility already, right? And then what's really cool what you described is you can do the exact same thing for online events. And what even better is, you don't need to go to the actual event. You're paying whatever dollars for the ticket just to build a lead list, right? And frankly, that's cheaper than using Zoom Info or whatever.
Yeah, and especially because all the lists, sometimes when you manage, so one thing also that I find interesting is I managed to get the list without paying. So I just call and I pretend to say, I say that I want to be a sponsor. So I want to know who were the attendees from the previous events. And so I need to know like who exactly, if it matches my ICP. And I had a few of them who said, oh, yeah, I can send you the list of attendees of the 5 previous events and you get everything for free. So again, you just need to be bold, not be shy, and just try things. And also so you mentioned, that people are much more open, but also that they have the budget. So the sale, you can shorten the sales cycle when you do these events approach. Because you know that they're paying for the event, so that they're looking for something, so they're ready to spend, they have some budget. And so it could be easier also to sell something to them. At least it could be a bit faster. That's also something that I found out.
Love it. I think that's great. I think, especially in today's age where people have less budgets, they're struggling to figure out sales. If you're an outbound and you want to prospect, this is, put in the work. This is a little bit more grinding, but you got a qualified lead list, which is, and you've got, buyers, more likely you got your ICP more likely in the buying, higher intent phase because they're already attending something related to what you're selling or your industry. They're more engaged buyers, I find. Awesome. So Maurice, where can people
exactly.
go?
And also, for example, for me, the
To
energy.
follow along or
Sorry. Yeah, there was a lag. Sorry.
No, go ahead.
Yeah. Yeah. Also, like for me in energy, sometimes it's hard to find the right job. So you don't know within just the job title if the person actually corresponds to your persona. For instance, if I'm trying to find energy purchasers in a specific sector, or in cement industry, sometimes they're only going to have like raw materials. And so if you scrape data, most of the time, these people who are in raw materials, let's say they would be out of your targets. But when you get this person within the conference, which is about energy, so you know that even
Mm-hmm.
though the title, you would not take it usually, but you know that because he's in the conference, so then you're like 100% sure that it's within your target. So it's like all these
Yep.
things
Yep.
get together when you have the when you either attend or scrape the list from conferences.
Yeah, absolutely. It's like your shortcut to hyper relevancy.
Yeah, and also yeah, the other way to, so you can either scrape the events from LinkedIn, or you ask the event organizers to get the data, or you buy the ticket. And then the best way, we're seeing more and more people who are building databases based specifically on this strategy. And I know some people who are building, I'm also building mine. I'm going to launching soon, where people are already like selling back or attending these events, or they know that this is something that is useful. And so you can just buy them and then maybe get everybody together. And so you can pull for one ticket. And so then a lot of people can use it, especially if it's events that are, I don't know, more than 1,000, 2,000, or 5,000 people.
Love it.
I think.
Awesome. Moritz, where can people go to follow along and connect?
Yeah. So LinkedIn, it's just Maurice Tessier Barrera. Or if you're in the energy market, we're really happy to talk to you, whatever the sector. And you can also go on my website. So that's energyleads.co. So this is going to be the database that I'm launching Versa. So, and yeah, and especially for people in these very niche sectors, yeah, try this, and you're really gonna get very good results.
Love it. Thanks, man. Appreciate your time.
Cool. Thank you, Sujan. See ya.